What's up, gang? Carlton Flowers here, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And I have a very brief yet important BTC update because Bitcoin just did something that I did not expect and that the technical indicators did not give us a clue. What was happening with the stochastic right here is what has surprised me. Now, as the fast line was looking like it was about to curl over and do one of these numbers where it would round off and cross over the slow line, it just did the opposite, and it turned back upwards and has broken through the 80 line to enter the overbought territory. So all of the indications were saying that this was going to round off and we were going to head back to this support and resistance zone to test 40,000 again. But as Bitcoin sometimes likes to do, it will go in the complete opposite direction, which is probably due to a large purchase from some whale or institutional investor, and it is shot up outside of this rounding off. So here we are where it shot up, and we noticed before that we got rejected on this green candle right there at the 50 EMA, and then it made it up here again and we got rejected again. That was my confirmation that it was going to go down. Well, surprise, surprise, it did the opposite and it went up. And now you see that we have broken the 50 EMA. We're above it right now, sitting at this volume node just above the 44,000 level. This means that there is a possibility that if we stay up here in the overbought territory, and if this MACD, if the oscillators on the MACD continue to move up, and if we also continue to print these green candles here, we can push up and test the 200 EMA. There has been talk from a lot of people that were saying that they think that Bitcoin was going to rise up to 47,000 and then reject. Well, looky here, 40,000 is right there at the top of the parallel trading channel, the bearish trading channel. Now let's clear this and just zoom out a little bit so we can see this, see the trading channel. Here we go. Let's scrunch this down and move this up. Here's the trading channel, as you can see now. Let's get a really good picture of it. There we go. You can see this better on the 1 day, but there it is. We've been bouncing back and forth between this for quite some time. And so now we're getting really close where if we come out of this and we blow through the 200, we could end up right there at the top of the channel. Notice that there is a volume node right there, a peak node. Let's see what that price is at that peak node on the VPVR. Well, looky. It's 47,000 and change. So that means there is a good possibility that we could make it up here. If we break the 200 line, it is very probable that we're going to shoot up to this volume node. After that point, there are two possibilities. Possibility number one is shooting up to the 57. Let's make that one in green. Here we go. We could bounce from this, depending on where the stochastic is, and test this support resistance zone up here and head towards the node at 57K. Or the second choice will be rejection at the top of the channel at around 47,000, where we move back down and we could be headed towards the point of control, which is somewhere around 33,000. If we change this range a little bit, this moves around. So those are the two possibilities for what can happen from here. So we have to watch very closely at those two critical things, making it past the 200, and then what happens at the top of the support or the top of the parallel trading channel boundary. This is going to let us know everything that we need to know about where we're going. Now, there are several people of the mindset that we're not going to get out of this if we do make it up here. There's a lot of people who are of the opinion that we're going to soar down and have the major correction after that point. Let me make an arrow here where we're going to head back down to the bottom of this trading channel. That's where we have the possibilities of the 29,000 node, the 27,000 node, the 19,000 node, or worst case scenario with least probability, the 14,000 node. Now, let me tell you why I'm thinking that we will reject one more time before we have the market cycle peak and the major bull run happen. All right, we need to switch to the 1 week chart where we see, let's move this out. Here we go. Now, looking at the 1 week chart, let's pay attention to what the stochastic is telling us. The stochastic on the 1 week has already peaked out and we're headed down. Now, you can see this blue line is starting to curl up, which means that we could have a slight crossover and move up. And after that point, it could continue with a downward direction. Because the MACD, look at the MACD oscillators, we have a crossover about to happen, and we're also at the 0 line on the histogram. Now, if history tells us one thing, it's that this oscillator, when we zoom out to the 1 week chart, it tends to go above and then below, and not like hump, and staying up on one side or on the other side. The only time that we stayed above in the oversold zone was during this romp, which led us to the peak in the spring. I don't see this happening again until we get to the top of the cycle. And to me, in my opinion, and it's a guess and not financial advice, it's too early for us to see a market cycle peak at this point, and it's just the end of September. So in other words, for us to come out of this and then hit 57 and then keep on going, that would say that we might have a market cycle peak in October, which is what BitBoy has been talking about. I see that as the least probability. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? In my opinion, no. I'm going by this right here. I'm watching this stochastic on the 1 week to tell us what the overall direction is of the market at the time. And from right here, this momentum is solidly saying we're going down to jump into the oversold zone one more time to complete a cycle and then move up from that point. So that's all I've got for this update. The next 24 to 48 hours should be very interesting, and we'll come back and knock down the results once we see it. Post in the comments below of what you believe that Bitcoin is going to do in the next day or two, and share your insights, share your advice. I'd love to hear it. This is Carlton, and I am done.